Welcome back to the Lynn Miller Room. Rex Chaney has joined us now, golf coach at Morehead State University. You've been called a lot here recently, but
Yes, I have.
just coming back from a trip, got a little action in over spring break. How's the boys doing?
Well, we went to Mission Inn, of course, during spring break, which is in Howey Hills, Florida, and beautiful weather. Nothing to complain about except our ball flight wasn't as predictable as we wanted it, and consequently our scoring. But it was good for our guys. We played 5 young men down there, 3 seniors, 2 freshmen, and likewise in the last tournament we just got back from Boca Raton. Played in the FAU, Florida Atlantic University's tournament. What a great golf tournament. And our ball flight's still not where we want it, but we're coming.
You know, we were talking before you went on the air, this rain and messy weather here in the spring. I know you're not going to blame it on it, but it has to have some effect on it because the boys can't get out and do the whole game that you want them to do.
Well, it's really tough when you have weather like you have, but we can't use that as an excuse. We got 3 seniors, and they yet haven't played the way they will play during the conference championship or the tournaments leading up to it. I think we've been slow to come around because guys are trying to take classes to graduate, and then we've played 6 guys so far this spring, 3 of them freshmen. And our freshmen have the ability. It's a matter of getting them experience and bringing them around.
You know, one of those situations, Coach, that the more the weather turns better and the fact they can get out on the course when you're not playing and work on the things that you want them to on the course will have to help.
Oh, yeah. Weather means everything to a golfer because if you go out and I think we played our first tournament down in Jackson, Tennessee, the weather of the first day got a high of 48 and the wind blowing 20, 25 miles an hour. And it's just a mental thing. It doesn't lead to great golf. Of course, everybody has to play in it. But when you've got inexperience there, it's just not the same.
Got 3 tournaments left before the OVC, well, including the OVC tournament. What do you want to work on between now and the OVC tournament?
We want to get our ball flight, especially off the tee, more predictable. In this past weekend, I guess it was a weekend, we would get all of our players get the score under par. Then all of a sudden, here goes a driver right or driver left and out of bounds or in trouble, and we take a big number. And that's sort of been our history this spring. We want to, in this tournament coming up, and it's a good tournament for it, the Silver Lakes course. It's a Robert Trent Jones course. You've got to hit the golf ball where you've got it aimed. And that's our goal when we get down there, to get more predictability of ball flight. And I think we will.
That golf course is coming back from a devastating tornado. We used to go down when we went to Jacksonville State, and we always went over to the golf course because that's the Jacksonville State golf course.
Right.
And the fact that we went down one basketball season, then we go back the next basketball season, there are no trees.
Yeah.
On that course, and that it's a beautiful course, don't get me wrong, but still, what damage that storm did.
76,000 trees was eliminated by that storm. They had tractors in their maintenance building they couldn't find. So, it must have been something. Most of the front side is pretty much the way it always been. Several years ago in 2002, Josh Teeter set a new record that will never be broken in terms of, he shot 208, 8 under par for 3 days. That record will stand for a lifetime because 3 of the holes have been totally changed. So I don't know if they're harder, easier, it doesn't matter. The record will stand.
That golf course is a series of golf courses, and people, up here may not, if they're not into golf, may not know that, but, just a tremendous amount of care goes into that. And, and it was sad to see all the trees go. the fact that Jacksonville State, that's not a bad home golf course either.
No, it isn't. They have a great team, no question. But the thing is, when you take people in there, our 2 freshmen have never played it, and we've got 1 senior that hasn't played it. But they'll get an eye-opener real quickly because there's several birdie holes on that course, but the drivability of the golf ball in the fairway is our key to playing it well.
As a coach, you take your young kids down there, and on the way there, you can explain all that you want about the golf course, what this does, what that hole, what it looks like. But until they get out there and swing that club on that golf course, it doesn't really make a hill of beans.
Well, you tell them where they should put it, and it doesn't go there. Now I've got a little problem because if I'm in the rough, it's not going to hold on the greens. In the same way this past weekend. If I'm in the fairway, I can set it down where I need to set it down. And if you're not exactly sure about what's happening with your predictable or unpredictable ball flight, that leads to poor scoring. And we'll overcome that.
Well, after the Silver Lakes Golf Course, you go to the TSU Big Blue Intercollegiate at Old Hickory. TSU putting that on, and one of the better teams overall. TSU seems like year in, year out, they find a way to have some good players.
The Nashville area is replete with great golfers, junior golfers. And every now and then they get a couple of them. They've got a couple of kids on there now that can play. We've seen them one time, but we will see them down there. I'm looking for that, and it's a great golf course. I think we're playing the President this year, which is the tougher of the 2. And we're looking for that to be a stepping stone for us to do something positive in the OVC.
Is that what you look like, or that's what you look for in a tournament prior to the OVC? Something that, a golf course that's not hard, but not so easy that your kids get, maybe a little bit more overconfidence. It's something that the kids can go out and have a good score on.
Well, you'd like that, but mainly we go there because of the grass. See, we don't have Bermuda here in our fairways. We do have a short game that has Georgia, and that has really helped us. But we do not have Bermuda. I understand maybe that we're going to get it soon. But you go down on those grasses when you're chipping the ball or pitching the ball, there's so much difference in the spin of the ball off of Bermuda as compared to bent or other grasses.
So does Dixon have Bermuda too? So that's,
oh, yeah.
So that's why you kind of want to get them in the frame of mind and realize what they have to do the next week or the OVC week, and that way it's it's about like baseball when you go want to do something, you get out. If you've never played on astroturf before, you want to get out and hit some ground balls on it.
Well, every course we've played so far this spring has been on, and that's why we scheduled. It's been on that kind of turf. So some of it dormant, some of it not. You get down in South Florida, heck, the grass is growing and it's beautiful, but it won't be quite that luscious at Dixon because they haven't had the weather that they've had down in South Florida or Middle Florida for that matter.
Well, you got, the 25th and 27th, got about a month before the OVC tournament. Besides hitting the ball, the flight of the ball, what do you want to work on between now and then?
Well, short game, obviously, getting the ball up and down, and our kids did a pretty good job with that down this past weekend. But we're going to work hard on short game. We work 2 mornings a week on putting in the learning center, and that's really helped us because the carpet is pretty quick. Then we've got to work on the driver with a couple of kids. So it's just part of what you do.
I know that you get a chance to go out a lot, but what can you do with the driver? I know that Coach Barker talks about inside practice sometimes, working on that, and she has a machine. How does your feelings on all that?
Well, it's nice to have the machine, and it's a very expensive machine. The thing I like is to be able to sit there, and I'll take my iPad and put them on a picture. The only thing I'm looking for is to put the club in path, and I want the impact point, which I can check on film, the impact point with the front wrist. If it is square or the blade, the face is square to the line they want to hit it on, we've got no problems. But sometimes when the pressure gets on, we begin to let a little bow come in or not so much bow, and here goes the ball. So, hey, we're going to work on it. We'll get it right.
OVC tournament coming up April 27th through April 25th through 27th at Greystone Golf Club in Dixon, Tennessee. Can't let you get out of here. Baseball season started yesterday. Are you happy?
My goodness! I saw part of 3 games sitting in the terminal yesterday.
Getting back here, so you got to see some.
Yeah.
So, well, it was a great Dodger Giants game yesterday.
Was it?
Yeah, Kershaw pitched a complete game and also hit a home run.
Wow.
So the Reds blew one in extra innings.
Well, I heard that this morning because when I got in, we left. I got up yesterday morning at 3 o'clock and was up pretty late. And last night I said, I'm going to take me a nap.
But so we're almost to the time that the OVC golf tournament and the baseball is going on, so everybody can be happy, I think.
Well, it's going to be fun. If you get your kids to have fun, joy is a wonderful thing. Winning is a wonderful thing. And we've got some work to do before we can contemplate that. But, hey, things have happened before,
Rex Chaney, the golf coach here at Morehead State University. The Eagles in the Grub Mart Intercollegiate on April 8th and 9th, and that's in Glencoe, Alabama, Jacksonville State's golf course, and then the TSU Big Blue down in Nashville, or Old Hickory, Tennessee, as they say, on the 15th and 16th before the OVC tournament on April 25th and 27th. Coach, always a pleasure.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you very much.
We'll come back with more. This is the Eagle Sports Coaches Show.